Stream Elements said. Pixel Pat is now live. Streaming Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers, 20th Anniversary Edition, Part 4, Gabriel Knight Trilogy, Point and Click Heaven.
Testing, one, two. Testing, testing. Sampai no icon, laptop, Hey. Yesterday we finished off day number 3, and something interesting happened. Oh, my camera's on. That's probably interesting too. Let's see, where is it? Here we go, we're looking at Gotham now, yeah, for this thing. Kinda like this over them. Right. So what happened yesterday was, let me turn the music on. Interestingly, Malia Getty and Gabriel Knight, they met in Graveyard and they had this connection. They both could feel it in their eyes, feel it in their eyes too, and just have an instant attraction. But then Malia said, "No, I can't do this. I can't." And then that night, the end of day 3, she calls over, just as Grace is leaving the shop. Malia calls over to Gabriel's bookstore, and they spend the night. That's where we left off anyway. So let's continue. Oh yeah, and by the way, Grace is not talking. It doesn't seem to be in a good mood because Malia stayed over. I wonder why. Maybe she's a bit of jealousy there. She wants Gabriel, but doesn't want to admit it. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I'm just drinking coffee, by the way. Cheers to anybody watching. Mixed with oat milk. Okay, let's talk to Grace. What's this again? I forget this thing.
The newspaper clipping
yeah.
describes a ritualistic murder in Congo Square. It includes a rough sketch of a pattern found around the body. The sketch is very similar to the reconstructed Veve.
Wait a second, I forgot to post. I'm going live. Oh. Somehow it didn't post live. Let me try again. Okay, I'm back. I just had to send some notifications out that I'm streaming. Okay, let's see what she says.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Got a minute, Grace? What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Your grandmother called. She said to remind you to stop by and go through your father's things.
Okay.
I have to stop by and go through my father's things.
Do you
Okay.
have messages for me?
That man from Germany called again, Wolfgang Ritter. Now he's claiming to be a relative of yours.
Interesting.
Oh,
Can I get that phone number for Wolfgang Ritter?
Sure, I'll give it to you when we're done talking.
nice.
Do you?
I've given everything to you.
Do you have messages?
Nope,
Huh?
none right now.
Okay.
Could you?
Sure. Here's
Okay.
that phone number.
Thanks.
I have to look through his father's stuff. And where is the father's stuff? Maybe the ladder now? Maybe it's the top shelf.
If you try to look down my shirt,
Just trying to refresh my.
I know what you're trying to
Okay. That's not it. Let me see. Waking up from the greatest night of my life. Thanks to Malia Getty. This woman is going to be the death of me. I hope. Gracie's getting all indignant about it. But at least she's not with him. Whoa, so Gracie outdid herself. With just the vivid pattern I showed her yesterday, she dug up some info in an article about the murder back in 1810. With the same pattern that I showed up at the crime scene. If that isn't suspicious, I don't know what is. Gran called this morning and wants me to stop by. Who's Gran? I forget. Is Gran? Who's Gran? This Wolfgang Ritter guy keeps calling. Now he says he's a relative of mine. I think if I had relatives in Germany, Gran would have mentioned it by now. But maybe I should do something sniffing around the family tree. Okay. Where could I go? Gran, maybe the new location has been. How do I turn the clay molded to a real bracelet? This is where the perspective drawing class in college paid off. The original bookshop was 640 times 300. I'm going to be playing the original after the trilogy. Nice. That's some bonus stuff. Every day you read the newspaper and you find more information out.
Time stated June 21st, 1993. Gabriel's eye is immediately drawn to an article about the voodoo murders. He scans it quickly.
I don't believe this. They've closed the case.
What case?
What?
The voodoo murders case. The paper says that the police have learned that the murders were a result of an underworld cartel war, and that the war is over.
That's not good?
It's ridiculous. And what about the killers?
Doesn't make any sense.
And the voodoo angle, they never got anything on that.
I know you were into it, Gabriel, but if it's over, that's hardly a negative. Anyway, if you're that upset, why don't you talk it over with your pal Mosley?
You don't get it, Grace. Just forget it, okay?
Gabriel decides to check his horoscope, despite his disgust. Death walks close to you today. Resist temptation lest his eye fall on you, too.
Wow.
Gabriel also spots an ad for Sam Springleton, a jeweler. Sam hangs out at the Napoleon House.
Sam Springleton, mass jewelry. Oh, yeah, I can make the clay mold bracelet into this thing. Contact Sam at Napoleon House.
Time stated June 21st, 1993. Gabriel's eye is immediately drawn to an article about the... Gabriel decides to check his horoscope. Death walks...
Peachy.
Gabriel also spot...
Okay. The so-called voodoo murders are over at last, says Detective Franklin Mosley of the New Orleans Police Department. Our investigation has turned up that these murders were the result of an underworld drug cartel war. And Mosley at a press conference yesterday evening, that war has now ended and the people of the great city are safe again. The police say they are doubling efforts to crack down on the underworld drug trade that briefly turned New Orleans into its private battleground.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
So I have to phone. You have to phone. Let's see. Wolfgang number. Find out more about his family heritage. He's German. Okay, German roots.
Didn't Grace say you had to dial 011 first to get international?
011
I'm not calling Germany. That Wolfgang Ritter guy says he's a relative, but I've never heard of him.
Wait, you're not going to call Germany? So how am I supposed to contact you, mister? Come on.
Gabriel doesn't...
Can't. Writer's block.
Got writer's block.
The Creole Grandams will hold their annual Gardenia Festival in Tea this coming Tuesday at the Sons of Burgundy Hall. Admission is free. Do you have men problems? Someone put a hex on you? Call Sister Cross. Through the power of love and the Lord Jesus Christ, she can fix what's ailing you.
I want you to take hold of your prayer clothes. Better yet, take hold of your radio and let's do a miracle. But first, I want to talk about doing what's right. Those of you who are out there listening to these radio waves of comfort, you know what I'm talking about. Every day, this program reaches out into the darkness and pulls lost souls from the grasp of the devil himself. Oh, but now I don't have to tell you that the Lord's work does not come cheap, my friend.
The newspaper clip,
So I want
it
you
includes
to
a...
right now, take out an envelope, fill it with whatever you can, and send it today. We both know that's doing what's right. I ask you, my friends, have you done your share today? Or are you being carried by those dedicated souls who support this ministry?
These guys
with
are
their
crooks.
generous gifts and offerings?
Looking for money.
Remember, my friends,
Gabriel doesn't need to... Gabriel wouldn't dare... No.
Joe DeMoon. Welcome to Pixel Land.
Okay, so I have to...
The gargoyle has no function but sheer ugliness. Not unlike... Oh,
What?
never mind.
Okay, what is it in this
I
box?
can go through the rest of that stuff some other.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to the jeweler's and use the clay bracelet.
I've got
make a
some
little
things
bit
I need
bracelet.
to do.
Good luck.
Napoleon House is unlocked. Wouldn't be
A
in
sign on the front door of
tomorrow.
Magenta's home reads,
Today's 24th.
attuning with the spirit realm.
Casino residence. Let me try Napoleon House. Ba-dum bum 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 ba. Okay, what's this? The chair with a glass there. Who's on it?
A small table, recently deserted, holds the remains of someone's drink. A street drummer has found a spot outside the Napoleon. Gabriel can't do. An unhappy-looking man exposed the dangers of drinking alone.
We've all been there.
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm here to relax, friend. Now buzz off.
Right. Sorry.
That could only lead to trouble.
Oh, maybe I can use the phone in the bar.
Several fine old oils line the walls of the bar.
Well, let me talk to the bartender.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure, I'm not too busy at the moment.
What can you tell me?
Voodoo? Don't believe in it myself. I invented a drink once called Laveau's Tomb, but some people do believe, though. Even some of our regulars here at Napoleon House.
What can you tell me about?
See those old guys at the chess table? That's Sam and Marcus. They've played there every day for 20 years. Sam, the one with the pup, it's not that he's a bad player. I've seen him beat guys twice as good as Marcus. But Marcus has Sam so psyched out, he loses his nerve every time. By the way, Sam, the chess player, he's into that voodoo stuff. He's always talking about...
Really? Thanks.
He must have a spell on it.
So what has Sam told?
Well, about 50 years ago, Sam was too shy to talk to this pretty girl he was in love with. He went to a voodoo-ien and had her make him a love charm. It was a little pouch that he had to bury under the girl's front porch. Well, he buried the pouch, and the next day he went up and talked to the girl. And sure enough, she didn't reject him.
Oh.
Now she's his wife, poor guy.
Okay.
What do you know?
It's all over the papers.
What?
They say a lot of voodoo stuff is found near the bodies.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
All I know is it's some kind of voodoo.
What?
Everybody's talking about him. It's starting to scare off the tourists.
What can you?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live any.
What can you?
This city must get a...
Do you?
What about it?
No, just.
You asked the...
Have you ever heard?
Sure. She's kind of the patron saint of voodoo in Narlands. Don't know too much about her, but the tourists sure get off on all that stuff.
Have you?
There's a voodoo museum in town. They'd know more about it than I do.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Come Mardi Gras, you see all kinds of masks in here.
Have you ever heard of
Damballa.
Damballa?
It's a snake god.
Never heard of it.
Can you tell me anything about a secret voodoo hound fall?
Are you kidding? Around here? Hope they aren't serving drinks.
Well, if they are, I don't think anyone in his right mind would want one. Does the phrase caprice encore mean anything to you?
Never heard of it.
Caprice encore. Goat without horns. Human sacrifice.
What can you tell me about not...
A lot of people come here because they think it's
What's the...
People who believe in that stuff think it's a real special night.
Do you know...
Black voodoo? No, I prefer not to think about that kind of stuff, personally. Crime, perversion, weirdo...
Does the...
Never heard of it.
Tell me.
A good bartender listens to other people's life.
What can you...
This crowd, the ones you see, are mostly regulars. That guy and girl in the corner come here a lot. When they're not fighting, they're all over each. In other words,
they're in love.
Tell me.
I like music as much as the next guy, but they get pretty monotonous sometimes, you know? Like that drummer right outside. They say there's been a drummer outside Napoleon House since the day it opened. Now, I like drums, but it sounds like the same thing over and over.
Sounds like my...
And the drummer guy is outside Gabriel Knight's shop as well, bookstore.
Don't know what else.
What?
You should probably find... It's... Some. Never thought...
The weather's pretty crap.
I wouldn't know.
This looks like...
Lively crowds are trouble. These guys just sit and drink.
So what?
That's about...
What?
I'd call you a regular, Gabe. And one of our local writer celebrities, too. Been coming in here, what, 10 years now?
Oh, don't remind me.
We're still waiting for that bestseller.
Don't hold your breath.
This is
What
modest.
can you tell me about your regulars in here?
That's about all.
Okay. What's this?
It's a bust of Napoleon. How apropos.
Able was I ere I saw Elba.
If Gabriel tried to take the head, Stonewall would be on him like ducks on a June bug.
This game is fun.
They aren't mine.
Chandelier.
A chandelier cast a dim glow over the room.
Let me see. Let me talk to this woman first.
A young woman is enjoying drinks with...
Kinda.
Hands off, Gabriel.
Better not. Her boy...
I wonder, can I show this bartender something?
Does this mean anything to you?
Can't say that it does.
Hey, how's it going?
Could you excuse us? We're talking here.
Can I ask you some questions?
No. Now, do you mind?
That would be rude.
What could I do?
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This ain't a game, it's a slaughter.
He's right, you know. So let me die in peace, would you?
What do you guys do when you're not playing chess?
I used to be a jeweler. Marcus here was a butcher. Huh, come to think of it, he still is. Now we just sit here and play chess all day. Actually, Marcus plays. I just sit here and let him win.
A man in a loud tie. A sharp-eyed gentleman in a grey sport coat hunches over a chessboard, chuckling to himself.
But why does he let him win? Why does Sam let Marcus win? Why? Strange.
Sorry to bother you, but could I ask you a few questions?
I'm not the chatty type, am I, Sam?
No, you old bastard, you're not.
Besides, I'm busy sucking poor old Sam dry. Go bug someone else.
You're a real sweetheart, Marcus, you bastard.
You're a real sweetheart, you bastard.
Does this mean anything to you?
Man, get away from me.
So, having a...
Shh, I'm...
Fine, all right.
Man, get away from me.
Does this mean anything?
Not really.
Not really. What about a Mora photograph? Was it you?
Does this mean anything to you?
Not really.
Does this mean anything to you?
Man, get away from me with...
Man, get away from me, will you? How about a red brick?
Does this mean...
Man, get away...
Okay, let me see this one.
Does this mean...
Man, get away from me with that, will you?
Does this mean anything?
Not really.
Gabriel has spent a... The velvet chairs are getting... Stealing a bar. The Napoleon House is one of the quarter's very old, very classic neighborhood bars and restaurants. Gabriel is found here frequently.
Okay. What could I do?
That would be rude.
Grandma Knight's house. So this is Gabriel Knight's grandma. That's a beautiful house.
Gabriel, I'm so glad you stopped by.
Oh, sorry,
I
it's been a
love the
while,
art
Grandma.
here. Pictures. are
Not
nice.
at all. Give me a kiss.
Now, come on, sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
Tell me how you doing. Who is this?
On the wall are portraits of Gran and Granddad when they were young. Gabriel's inherited some good-looking genes. On the wall, Gabriel's inherited... Gran has a way with plants.
And kids.
That ficus tree would be real helpful. Right. Mostly pictures of Gabriel, his dad, and Harrison Knight. Gabriel is sentimental enough without... Grandmother Knight rarely uses the fireplace these days. As Gran would say, it's... That clock has been in the Wright family, Granny's family, for... Granny doesn't like anyone messing with her clock.
I wonder why. Thanks to Attic.
Gran's knitting. She whips through that stuff like there was no... Gabriel doesn't knit. Okay, so Gran did teach him once. Still, Granny's knit.
Does this mean...
Sorry.
How have you been, Gran?
Just fine, dear. I'm sorry I bothered you at work, but, I was hoping you'd get a chance to go through your father's things in the attic.
Don't be silly. You can call me anytime. Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad?
Tell me something about...
Your granddad immigrated to America when he walked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something...
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. Oh, I tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. Oh, the nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he lost another. And I'd tell him it didn't matter to me, but he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only... It took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
Oh, I...
Tell me something...
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was. He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift, but he was such a practical man.
Tell me about my...
Your father was my only child. How we adored him.
Tell me...
Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, oh, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then, and he looked... You have your father's way with women, Gabriel. And your granddad.
So all the men have nightmares.
Tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8.
What?
It was the thought of taking care of you that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road or wildcat.
Wow. I didn't know that. His parents died in a car crash when he was 8. Did not even know that. This is
Tell me about my
interesting.
father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school, but Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
Tell me about my...
He always hated that it was Margaret's money that supported the 3 of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or 2, but he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark. And
Tell me about my mother.
your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked to find. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery number 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be such a sweet gesture.
It's just past the Ross tomb, right?
Your mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from her great aunt. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Oh.
Tell me about my mother.
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them. Oh, they never wanted anything to do with us, of course. Voodoo. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You can... I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't... Too much else in the world.
Do you know...
Snake?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, we used to get cottonmouths in the park when I was a girl, but I haven't heard of one being sighted for years. Milk snakes and garter snakes are also around these parts, but they can't hurt you.
Thanks, Graham. Is the...
What?
Never mind.
What?
Never...
Something without something, I think.
No, it's...
Gabriel, my goodness. What are you up to these...
Oh, nothing, Graham.
You'd better not be. You know you're the only family.
I know.
St. John's Eve? The Mass was said at midnight, and we held candles. One time, on the way home, we were waylaid by a large group of drunken revelers. They didn't hurt us, but, oh, my father was furious. We never went to St. John.
Have you...
Marie Laveau. She preyed on people's fears and superstitions, is what I think. There are always those willing to take a... You stay away from people.
Yes.
I don't know much...
You know, you...
Oh!
Have you baked any of your incredible...
No, dear. But you...
You know...
Why, no, dear. I haven't celebrated it in years, Gabriel. I'm...
What?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing.
What?
Nolans is very southern, of course. Though not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more... Still, it hasn't changed.
What?
My goodness, boy, you lived here...
Tell...
Me?
No.
Oh.
What do you...
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden. I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old...
You're not...
Oh, don't be...
Tell me...
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas and... It was a good childhood, but my father was very...
Tell me how...
Oh, I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find..." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend, Alma. And at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fine braid. And a piece of it, one of those small add-on do's for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies.
How you feeling?
Fit as a fiddle, and...
Just tell...
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just
I hate to admit it, but I was a jealous little thing when your granddaddy and I were younger. I loved him so ferociously, and he did attract the eyes of the ladies whether he wanted to.
Just...
I get lonely sometimes, but I have lots of girlfriends in the neighborhood.
Just tell me...
I wish you'd settle down.
Oh. Just...
I never loved any man.
Oh...
All right.
You've lost weight. Are you caught in a new man?
Oh, Gabriel.
What?
I've been working on baby sweaters for the...
Done it.
Oh, you know me, Gabriel. Ow.
It must run. Oh.
All right.
Does this mean anything?
1810?
I ain't that old. Not yet, anyways.
Does this mean...
Sorry.
I'm gonna go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
Gabriel has seen these ornaments.
I think I'll leave that up. It's Granddaddy's old... Golf was I'm not sure what my game...
These old picture frames have been...
I think I'll leave that up.
It's an old...
I think I'll leave that up.
The sheet-covered upholstered rocker used to be engaged.
I think I'll leave that.
An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasure.
Okay. Oh, symbols.
There's an interesting design in the base of the clock. A keyhole sits empty. The face of the clock is hand-painted. A ring of 6 symbols surrounds the face of the clock. A
Interesting.
sword, a sun, an angel, a noose, an eclipse, and a dragon. The ring of symbols doesn't appear to have any mechanical function, but it does move.
Oh, like it moves. Dragon, noose, sun. Angel, sun. How am I supposed to figure this out?
The old trunk looks like it's gone to hell and back.
There's a lot of Granddad's old stuff in here.
Okay, so we have Stein, hat, books.
More of Harrison Knight.
Just what I need.
Letters.
Some old clothes, including a pair of letters.
Aren't those called lederhosen?
Cross. Picture. Wallet. Oh, what's that? Bible.
A bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and
Oh, there's a key here.
What's this? It's some sort of key.
Maybe that's for the clock.
I think I'll leave that up.
Nothing happens.
Ah.
There's an interesting design in the... Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
That's a creepy clock to have in the granddad's.
Nothing happens. The face of the clock is hand-painted. A ring of 6 symbols surrounds the face of the clock. A sword. The ring of symbols doesn't...
Wait a second, the key is the key. Let me take the key, kinda. Can't.
Nothing happened.
Okay. It's weird.
The brass bed frame is from...
I think I'll leave that up.
A skylight lets welcome sunlight into the app. That box of knickknacks has been up here.
There's nothing I want.
It's an old dress dummy.
My first impression. Do I really look? I think I'll leave that. I think I'll leave that.
It's a lady.
From Grand's Virginia.
The old velvet curtain.
I think I'll leave that.
The other day in the cryptic horoscope, can't believe you've actually looked up. Looks like Sam Sprinkleton's doing some jewelry business again. So Harrison Knight was really Heinz Ritter. So his name is not Knight, it's actually Ritter, and changed his name when he moved to the States. But why? What was he trying to escape? Heinz Ritter. It's been a while since I visited the family tomb. Okay.
That clock has been in. Granny doesn't like.
Can I ask her about the clock? Maybe get a hint or something.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, Mom.
You're ahead.
What they?
You're.
Oh.
Oh no.
All right.
Gabriel has sent a.
Well, Gran, I'd better get going.
Go to the jewelry store.
Don't take any wooden nickels, boy.
I'm trying, Gran.
The jewelry store? Where is it?
A sign on the front.
Napoleon House. Oh. Yeah, I see him all the time at the Napoleon House. Maybe I'll drop in later. Okay. Wait a second. What is doing?
The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Gran's family members are laid to rest here. The marble and granite tombs are... If Gabriel wants to address his ancestors... DeMarco reads, Franklin Wright.
These are Gran's folks. I never knew them.
DeMarco reads, Merrill Planter Wright.
These are Gran's folks. Hi. I'm Rebecca's grandson.
Much as when they were alive, the Wright elders give no response.
Hi.
Much as when they... Gabriel doesn't want to take the nameplates from his family. Gabriel doesn't want... DeMarco reads, Harley Wright.
Gran's sister. She died young.
DeMarco reads, Harrison Knight.
Granddaddy.
DeMarco reads, Philip Knight.
Daddy.
DeMarco reads, Margaret Templeton Knight.
My mother. Miss you, Mom. Hey, Daddy. Gran talks a lot about you, Harley. How's it going, Granddaddy? Oh, shoot. Huh. Looks like someone left something in that vase.
That was lucky. Coincidental. Whoa.
Inside the broken vase.
$20 bill.
Looks like it's my lucky day.
Very lucky. What's the chances of that?
A statue of a small child clings to a cross atop the right tomb. The marble residents of this city of the dead say nothing.
Okay. Be right back, boys. Back. Okay. Back to the game. Let's see. So what could I do here?
$20. It's not much.
That is ridiculous. How was the chances?
A wrought iron
that.
fence surrounds this tomb.
I hope that's to keep people out.
This above-ground tomb is only lot. Gabriel doesn't care. This family tomb bears the inscription, "Rest in peace," and the name.
Wait a second. There are 6 signs on the clock. We have Franklin, Merrill, Charlie, Harrison, Philip, and Mark.
The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest here. An odd monument highlights one gravesite. It looks vaguely reptilian. The marble residents of this city. The marble and granite tombs are quite heavy.
Let me see, Margaret.
Gabriel doesn't want to. Gabriel doesn't. Gabriel doesn't want. Gabriel doesn't want to take.
Miss you, Mom.
Gabriel doesn't want.
So somebody put $20 in the vase beside his family tomb. Very weird. Very weird.
An old man.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Nothing.
Does this mean anything?
Nope.
Does this money mean anything to you?
Does this mean?
Nope.
I found $20 in vases. That isn't that something? Okay. Back to the loading. Talk to Sam. Oh yeah, show him that lady.
Could you do anything with this?
What is this? A claim? Interesting. But I'm retired. I'm going to.
You play.
You come here.
Every ever.
He's retired, no? Yeah.
Are you sure you can't?
I told you I'm busy.
Maybe money?
Are you sure you?
I told you I'm busy.
Does this mean it?
Not really.
Are you sure you can't do anything with this?
I told you I'm busy with this old fart.
No.
So, having a good game?
Shh. I'm concentrating.
Fine, all right. Could I ask you a few?
Sure.
Does this mean anything?
Can't say that it does.
Does this mean?
Can't say that.
Can't say that it does.
Fuck.
Hello there.
Excuse me.
And she was listening raptly, I'm sure. Are you sure you can't do anything with this?
I told you.
Did you buy the crocodile mask? Did you talk to Gran about it? Did you help Sam win the game? Did you show Crash the bracelet? Okay.
Nothing like a good...
This isn't a good game.
Oh, well, have fun. What do you guys do when you're not...
I used to be a jeweler. Huh, come to think of it, he still is. Now we just sit here and play chess. Actually, Marcus plays. I just sit here and let him win.
Are you sure?
I told you.
Okay, so crocodile mask. Dixieland store.
Mm-hmm.
To get the map.
Can I ask you just a few more?
What?
Would you take?
Don't insult me, Miss.
What?
You.
The entire shelf is stocked with...
I don't know what that's doing. I won't be able to bargain with just a...
A drummer has...
Hey.
The drummer looks...
Come on now. Come on now. Mosley.
Knight, hate to tell you this, but you're out of a book. The Voodoo Murders case has been closed.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. Son of a bitch. I have to tell you...
Hey, I'm not any happy.
How can I...
Look,
So, couldn't you make...
with what? I got 7 bodies and still no leads. The voodoo angle's worthless, and besides, these people aren't hurting anybody but out-of-town.
The voodoo stuff is not worthless. It's the key to the whole thing. And these people are dangerous. They need to be...
Okay, you want me to reopen this case? Prove.
What do you mean?
You need to prove that there's a legitimate voodoo cult. Prove that they're a threat. Get me a...
How can I convince...
I already... prove that there's a legit... Prove that... Get me...
Damn it.
What do you want to talk about? Besides, you already...
You know...
We can't all have the body...
This is a newspaper clipping about a murder committed in 1810. That murder is an exact match of the voodoo murders, right down to the marks around the bodies.
This does sound like the same M.O. 1810.
1810. They killed then, they're killing now. Isn't that proof that they're likely to kill again? Or that they are a threat?
Sure, if there is a voodoo cult, they're a threat.
Mosley says he can't do anything about the closed case unless I give him some new info and leads to check out. I need to convince him. There really is something here. I care about the boot, but it's deeper than that. I just can't let it go.
ask you about some stuff.
You're the writer.
How can I
I already... You proved that there's a legitimate... Get me a lead on the...
Okay.
If Mosley... There's no reason. There's no...
Mother hooker.
I'll let you get back to it.
Later, Knight.
Let me go somewhere else then.
The desk sergeant looks... In other words...
Can I bother you?
What is...
Tell me.
I hate... How...
So?
Look, I've got a job.
Getty Mansion, maybe? University. Oh, he's gone. Oh. Can I go in here?
The door to Hartridge is up. There's a PA speaker on. Gabriel isn't it? Gabriel is a projection. The door to Hartridge
It's locked. So how do I
Gabriel's
get in there?
I've spent all the time.
French Quarter. He slept the night with Miss Getty, so I think she will let him in this time.
Miss Getty is busy, officer, and has instructed me to wish you good luck. That is all.
Wow.
If you just tell her
goodbye, sir.
Wow. She just ghosted him after sleeping with him.
Miss Getty is busy.
If you just tell her.
It wouldn't be. The windows are. The shutters. These trees have been here. The huge trees.
Okay, nothing here. Go back to This is a new location.
Gabriel is standing on the balcony of a building across the...
Okay.
St. Louis Cathedral. The original church on this site was built in 1724 and was named for Louis IX of France. That church burnt in the Great Fire of 1788. The present church dates from 1851. Four pairs of binoculars.
Okay. Can I not move the binoculars?
That's Crash. What
Oh,
the
there he
hell
is.
is he up to with that drummer? Huh. Crash and the drummer. Interesting.
Occasion. Madame Lorelei's booth is deserted. A lone drummer.
Okay, let me go this one. Follow what Crash is doing. Okay, he's not there. Leave this one. Maybe you just have to go down to it.
Hey there, nice beat. I dig it.
The drummer does not respond.
Maybe he's in the cathedral. Yes.
I need to talk to you. Come on. I have to.
You don't know nothing about nothing, man. You are so far out of it, you wouldn't understand anything. Just like that friend of yours.
I'm not like Mosley. I know more than you think I do.
Forget it, man.
Come on. Come on. Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize money? Yeah.
Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
So he needs medicine then, is it?
Do you recognize this?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
Do you recognize?
No.
Oh, make a donation.
Gabriel might need the goodwill, but he can't afford to make a donation right now.
Really? He's got 20 bucks. Oh, okay.
Gabriel.
Oh, what else can I give him then?
Someone. ashes. The chance.
Okay. Get some medicine here, maybe.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could.
Could I ask you?
Of course.
See,
I neither know nor care to know, Mr. So far it is not been.
Spoken.
Wait a second.
Not unless you care to donate it to the museum.
Donate. Can I donate?
The voodoo shrine is filled with. Gabriel can't see. Gabriel can't. That doesn't seem to.
I wish I had $1 million.
Okay.
Please.
Authentic what?
Drums.
Gabriel.
Okay, that's it today, guys. I have to go, but I'll try to finish this off tonight. Thanks for stopping by, and talk to you later. Bye bye, guys.